Why does the US government or any secular gov care about marriage? Cause being married gives spouses a lot of legal benefits. Why do they get these benefits? Partially due to the long religious traditions of marriage and modern laws just kinda adopting those traditions. But legally married spouses get these benefits in the USA. Tax benefits. Spouses can file jointly. Healthcare benefits. Spouses can legally be considered dependents and be on their spouse's health insurance. Emergency medical benefits. Spouses can make medical decisions on behalf of one another in an emergency, can access medical records, and can visit in more hospital emergency rooms that others wouldn't be allowed in. If you're unmarried and your partner goes into the ER, the hospital may refuse to tell you anything because of HIPAA laws. Death benefits. Spouses inheriting taking over shared property after one dies is much smoother and less complicated and less taxed than property passing onto a child or unmarried spouse. Legal benefits. Spousal privilege in courts means that spouses cannot legally be forced to testify against one another. The issue is that getting married carries a lot of legal benefits. Joint taxes, visitation rights, being next of kin, all sorts of stuff like that. Most of these laws were put in place just as a matter of convenience, but as the list grew, the ability to get married became a big deal. Marriage has always been a legal contract regarding property and succession first, a religious right second. Property and who is in line to get stuff. Also, who has legal rights to make decisions for someone. One of the big fights for gay marriage was medical legal stuff. Why do I, the patient's partner of years, have fewer rights in my partner's medical life than a family who doesn't want anything to do with them? If they are rendered unable to make medical decisions, I would be the best one to make them since it's likely already been discussed. In reality, marriage is much more of a contract than a religious ceremony. Not a stupid question at all. Marriage is kinda important for legal stuff like taxes, insurance, and next of kin rights. It's all about the benefits, yo. There is a lot of laws that treat a couple differently if they are married. In many jurisdictions, being married is the only legally recognized partnership two people in love can have. And it kind of makes sense that someone that is that close to you would have specific legal rights and responsibilities. That has really been the case as long as we have had any written law. Marriage is a legal contract with the government. It affects laws and taxes. Marriage in the US also has a ton of tax and legal advantages that make it much more than just a joining of a couple. The government has a vested interest in maintaining who has access to those advantages. It's the legal contract aspect of it pertaining to division of assets and liabilities and inheritance and such. While you may have a religious ceremony for your marriage, you still have to get your marriage license from the county clerk and fill out all the paperwork to make it legally binding. US government isn't 100% secular, it just pretends to be lol. Marriage is a long-standing cultural and social practice that many people are emotionally invested in. In addition to being a legal arrangement in its own right, it has other big legal and financial implications. It's not a stupid question. Marriage kinda affects taxes and benefits, so they gotta keep track of it. Plus it means more stable homes, which is good for society. It's all about keeping things organized in a way. Not a stupid question at all. Marriage has legal implications like taxes and benefits, so govs want to keep track of that. Also makes things easier for families and stuff. It might seem weird, but it does help society in the long run. Even though church-state are thought to be separated, morality finds its way into the creation of laws rules. Marriage has always been a contract and it continues to do so. A marriage carries legal benefits. No one forces you to marry, but every citizen of a country should have the right to do so. For votes, they don't care once they got vote in. If I marry my business partner, then we cannot be compelled to testify against each other. This would be a great way to protect a criminal enterprise, especially if all of its members were married to each other. This is only one possible application of unrestricted marriage. Lawyers for divorce proceedings. Because courts get involved in matters of financial claims, divorce, alimony, inheritance, property disputes, child support, child custody, etc., and marriage can be a critical factor in all of those things. The government needs to know who is legally married to who. Taxes.